Hi, my name's Loie and welcome to the Bristol Takeaway, which is hosted by Bristol 24/7. We're really excited to have you today.
My name's Amy, and as I said, welcome to the Bristol Takeaway. Today we're going to be talking about all things Bristol. So we're covering music, fashion, food, LGBTQ+, mental health, fitness, and everything you need to know about being a uni student in this city.
And we know that being a student right now is a little bit different to what it's normally like, but we want you to really feel at home in Bristol and feel like this is your city as well. So although everything's a little bit different, we hope that everything we're going to tell you today is going to just sort of help you get used to the city a little bit and feel more at home.
What we're also going to be doing today is doing kind of prize giveaway. So we've got t-shirts, we've got tickets, we've got days out, we've got food. And to get access to all of that, we want you to like this post, tag 2 friends and share it. And also you can sign up to 3 months, 3 membership of Bristol 24/7's Better Bristol. And you can find the link for that in the comments box below.
Cool, and that's everything to start off with. We're going to show you a quick video now about Better Bristol and Bristol 24/7.
Banging, bold,
bustling,
bad boy,
brilliant.
that describes Bristol. You know, bizarre, boisterous.
Oh, I'm not really a dictionary person.
That's a really hard question.
Boys. A lot of eye candy in Bristol.
I think it would be Bristol, wouldn't it?
Wow, why do I love Bristol?
What would I do to make it better?
One thing I would change,
Too many kebab shops.
House prices are a big problem, there's no doubt about it.
Bring the house prices down.
not enough opportunity for LGBT members.
It's quite diverse. There's a lot of a different range of people around.
It's beautiful, basically, appealing to your eyes.
One of the reasons that I moved to Bristol is an amazing multicultural city.
There's that edge to the city. I think there's some serious issues.
Traffic, that's a big bugbear.
Gentrification could make it so that street art becomes just a bit of token painting on the walls here and there.
There's quite a lot of homelessness in Bristol that definitely needs to be improved.
Is that not just a big city problem? I don't know. Are we worse or better than anyone else? I don't know.
Definitely massive room for improvement. We could make this place really culturally diverse and connected.
I want to be able to go down to City Hall and I want to be able to see myself reflected.
What I would hope for the future for Bristol is that it dares to dream.
It's just an amazing city.
There's something for everyone in Bristol, and that's what I love about it.
It's innovative, it's exciting, it's experimental, and it's brave.
It's 500,000 different independent voices, and that's great.
But something's in my head, I just can't concentrate. No, I don't wanna see it, babe. I don't wanna call you girl, but something's in my head, I don't know very well. No, I don't wanna call you girl. She crucifies my mind, and I don't take sign.
Okay, so to tell you a bit more about our Better Bristol membership, it's usually £5 a month, and for that you get loads of cool perks and get into no competitions. But the main reason we have this is to help support our independent journalism and to support community projects across Bristol. So we've recently ran one called the Young Chefs Project, which helped young people who aren't in education get into that industry, which has been really, really successful. And we've also ran the Stories from Our City, which helps young people who are interested in film get into that filmmaking industry. So really successful programs. but they can only be helped and funded by the public membership. But for students, for you guys, we are running a 3-month free membership, which you can do by clicking on the link in the comments. And as I said, for that, you get loads of cool perks like free pints, free chips, gig tickets when they're on, festivals, loads of cool stuff, and loads of competitions that we also run monthly.
Yes. As well as all those amazing perks which also help all our community projects and our independent journalism, we have loads of opportunities that you can get within journalism at Bristol 24/7. We have a really small editorial team, but we're got a work experience programme where anyone can get experience. We're currently working out how to do this remotely and how to do that really safely, but we're looking to get it up and running again in the future. At UWE and UWE Bristol, we can also sometimes have interns, so it's really worth keeping an eye on your careers pages to see if we're hiring any interns at the moment. It's also a great idea to keep up to date with all of our social media. We're pretty much at Bristol 24/7 at everything. And to just check our website for not only opportunities but also to keep up to date with all the latest news in Bristol. We cover absolutely everything going on in the city.
Okay, and now we are going to be looking at the music scene in Bristol, which for me and I think a lot of people is the reason people move to Bristol. We've got a great scene and we've got some really good contributors from DJs, we've got club owners, venue owners, so we're going to go to that now, so enjoy.
The scene in Bristol's amazing. It's like a hub for jungle drum and bass. One thing I really love about the scene here is how much everyone supports each other, because obviously this industry can be quite competitive, but I find in the southwest and in Bristol especially, all the artists, promoters, doesn't matter what genre or style we make, everyone supports and pushes each other forward. Places like High Rise, they've got a really good vibe going on. It's like, feels like a festival. They've got a big stretch tent. Lakota, obviously, for me is the foundation, and definitely Cozy's as well is one of my favourite venues, and that's just reopened recently as well, which is really nice to see.
So we've been playing lots of socially distanced events in Bristol. They've been amazing, to be honest with you. Obviously everybody has to sit down, but the energy and the vibe from the music is still the same.
Hello, I am Gardner and I am a MC vocalist representing across the spectrum of sound system music from Bristol, UK. The scene in Bristol's always been vibes. I've been here raving probably since the age of 16 and just, yeah, I haven't stopped since basically. It's a very small place and the scene is small, but you know, our scene is a worldwide thing. People always, wherever we go across the world, are always very envious of what is happening in Bristol and the music that's coming out of it. They're always very interested in that, so yeah, we have something special here for sure. Obviously a lot of the venues aren't fully in their full capacity at the moment, but I would definitely recommend going down to the High Rise Hub, which is located at the Boxing Ring. I'd check out Boom Sound Recordings, which is a label that I'm part of. I'd check out some of the older guys, you know, some of the older guys that are the true veterans from Bristol. In my eyes, you know, you've got DJ Die, Crust, and other music venues. Get yourself down to the Attic Bar. It's a place where we're regularly putting on nights. Also the Fekla, very involved down at the Fekla too. It's a wicked boat in town where you can go and party on it, for those who don't know. And yeah, there's lots of good stuff coming out of Bristol, man. I'd make sure you go check out SWU FM, which is a brand new radio show that I've got a show on, and many of the artists, main artists from Bristol have got a show on SWU FM, so if you can, make sure you listen to that regularly. It's an FM show which is going to be available as of next week, available worldwide. So yeah, a massive thing about to happen for Bristol, that.
We are Exchange. We are a community-owned independent music venue in Oldmarket in Bristol. We have a 250 cap live room where we run gigs and club nights. We also have a 60 cap sweaty basement stage, which is fantastic. We also have a vegan cafe, which is open in the days. We have a recording studio in the basement and a record shop upstairs owned by Specialist Subject Records, who are great. We've been really lucky to have some amazing bands come through here. We've had the 1975 quartet band from Bristol called Idols, who are starting to get quite big, and we're really lucky to have loads of really amazing new bands coming through, loads of bands of members of staff here, bands like Turbo Wolf, Dog Eyed, Toodles and Hectic Petty, and yeah, it's just a really exciting time to be here. Having lived in lots of other cities in the UK, there really is nowhere like Bristol. Every night there's just such an amazing range of things happening. There's so many great venues. We're just great friends with venues like the Fleece, Louisiana, the Mother's Ruin, who are open till 2, and our bar staff will be out every night after we close and get kicked out. Yeah, it's a great place. With sweaty palms, no waves, got me and drum like
Alright, I go by the name of Crazy from Word Life. I run the Word Life show on UWE Radio. We were voted the #1 radio show in the Southwest 2019, before all of the madness. But yeah, basically I'm a rapper, producer, I run a studio, we've got a record label and a radio presenter.
That's right, it's the Word Life show, we're back! Every Tuesday, 8 till 10. We've got a wicked show lined up. Right, usually it'd be hip-hop, grime and garage, but yeah, at the moment we're going to stick with some garage. Last week we had loads of compliments on the garage. It's the second live show back that we've been doing since all the lockdown, so we're still gassed about this. It's all vibes in here. Ujima, it's not Ujima, as a lot of people might call it, but yeah, basically it's collective work and responsibility. It's Ujima 98 FM. Yeah, we got it lots. We got basically, as we say, your hip-hop, your grime, your garage, traditional music, everything like that, R&B, soul, swing, trap, drill, dubstep, grind, like everything. Ujima ran the main stage of St. Paul's Carnival 2019. I was lucky enough to manage the lineup for the main stage for that, and it was incredible. I mean, you had artists representing the city from every walk of different parts of Bristol, but yeah, it's great. They're real connected to what's going on here. Lakota, there's always been a strong part of Bristol. Flip side, Beer Gardens, okay, that is also the Attic and the Full Moon. Shout out to Vicky down there.
But yeah, Bristol, I mean, there's so much good nightlife. I mean, if you go to anyone's Stokes Croft, there's probably a lot of fun times to be had down there.
I'm going to start this one off. This is our third edge, No You Wanna, and this is the D&D Dirty Dub. But yeah, keep it locked until 10 o'clock.
We're at the Black Swan on Stapleton Road. We're just going to take you around the front. We'll have a little walk through, let you know what the club used to look like as opposed to what it now looks like with the COVID-19 guidelines. And a little bit of what you can expect to see on the upcoming events with the weeks coming through with Bristol and Rumble in the Jungle. Alright, so toilets on the right. So this is where the action used to happen. This used to be the main feature of the Black Swan back in the day. You used to have queues of people lining up from the front all the way to the back, right to the back of the corridor. And now, as you can see, it's just getting used to storage at the moment. But I'll take you through to where the action now happens. So now in the garden of the Black Swan, this is where all the action happens from now on. Between ourselves, Rumble in the Jungle and BrizTech, you can expect to see weekly shows Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. 4 days of the week we're going to be catering for everyone to enjoy themselves, but seated. I'm one of the managing directors at Rumble in the Jungle events. It's an award-winning drum and bass and jungle event brand. BrizTech, likewise, primarily drum and bass. They've been on the scene for 10 years plus. What makes Bristol different is the culture and the diversity of everything. Look at St Paul's Carnival, look at the drum and bass and jungle scene. It all kind of has their own roles and plays into one thing. You're not going to get anything like the Bristol experience anywhere else. So there are actually a wide range of venues / club nights that happen. I'm going to obviously be biased and say that Rumble in the Jungle and BrizTech do some of the best club nights in Bristol. But then again, we do have some great competition called High Rise over at the boxing gym. There's Lakota, Wide Eye events and Dazed as well. Dazed are a really good company. They all offer their own unique flavour and all have their own kind of parts of the Bristol scene to play as well. So we're all kind of one big family in a sense, you know. Feel free to check us out, sign up down below. There's going to be a nice competition prize bundle in it for you. You can get yourself a new Rumble t-shirt, a lanyard, a load of stickers and VIP entry to the next session for you and 3 friends.
So big thanks to all of our music contributors for that. I hope you enjoyed that as much as we did, and it gives you a really good insight into our amazing music scene. I'm going to tell you my 3 favourite kind of club nights and venues and labels that I love in Bristol. So my first one would have to be Jungle Syndicate. They do a birthday every year. It's usually at the Black Swan. It was their 11th birthday this year, and it's incredible. The tickets sell out really, really fast. If you like jungle, they have the best lineups in the UK. I'd even say Europe. Great sound systems, and the Black Swan is a great venue, so definitely head to that if you like jungle. Second would be Roughneck Discotheque. They've been going for 15 years now, and they used to do their nights at Cozy's, which from the name you can tell how intimate that venue is. Has a capacity of about 100 people, and it's all really good dancehall, bashment, soca, some Afrobeat. It's really fun. They're great nights, and they're run by a super cool bunch of people, so definitely head down to that if you can. And the last one would probably be the BrizTech or Rumble in the Jungle nights, which again are either Black Swan, Lakota. Really good drum bass, really good if you're a student, a great place to meet young kind of like-minded people who are into the same music scene. So yeah, definitely head out to all of those if you can.
Yeah, and I would totally recommend The Exchange, which you saw in that video. They're great for sort of angry guitar music and angry girl bands. Also Specialist Subject Records, which is above The Exchange. They do loads of awesome punk vinyl, the cassettes as well, and CDs. They also sell zines, they sell badges, and you can sometimes get free posters as well from previous gigs. And I would also recommend just Thekla for a good night out. When that reopens, it's one of the first places I'm going to go. It's just great for a classic great night out. So now we're going to hear from Team Love. You might have heard of them already. They run Love Saves the Day, which happens normally every year. Obviously this year's a little bit different. They also run Love International, which is held in Croatia every year. And also Breaking Bread they've been running, which has been up on the Downs. It's just about to finish now, but they're hoping to relaunch it in the new year. That's been a whole village of teepees, pubs, restaurants that have been serving food up there throughout the summer to keep the hospitality industry going. And they also run the Love Inn, which is on Stokes Croft and is also a great place for nights out once life returns a little bit more to normal. So if you don't already know about these guys, you're going to know about them really, really soon. So enjoy this video learning a little bit more about these fantastic guys.
Hi there, my name's Tom Payne. I'm coming to you live from house arrest because one of my staff has gone and got infected with the virus. So I'm currently at home doing this little video for you on my phone. So Bristol 24/7 have asked me to introduce myself and explain what I do and talk a bit about Bristol. So my name's Tom Payne. I am founder and director of a company called Team Love. We are a festival production company, but we also essentially program and promote our own events as well. So our Bristol events, main ones are Love Saves the Day, the Downs Festival and Simple Things. And then we also have a festival in Croatia called Love International, and we work on Glastonbury Festival, and we do some other bits and pieces around the country. And more recently in Bristol, we've been behind the Breaking Bread food event restaurants up on the Downs. So what makes Bristol magic? Or what makes Bristol magic? I came to Bristol 20 years ago. I was a Bristol uni student studying politics. I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life, but I knew I wanted to be in Bristol because of the music, and I knew I wanted to be in Bristol because of the kind of heritage of the city. And as soon as I got here, I knew I'd made the right decision. You know, I loved the clubs, I loved the bars, I loved the music, I loved St Paul's Carnival. There used to be a great festival called Ashton Court Festival. But just like that kind of melting pot of, which is often overused, but that melting pot of kind of music and cultures and heritage, and just made a wicked vibe. So I've always found the local nightlife and festival scene really collaborative. I've always found it really supporting and supportive. Unlike other cities where there's always been a kind of almost like competition and confrontation amongst kind of promoters and stuff and musicians, I've always found that Bristol's like everyone's ready to lend a hand, and that's reciprocal. We've always lent a hand as well. So I think there's a real vibe about Bristol, and I think that certainly that a lot of the kind of the fact that so many people were involved in like Glastonbury and Boomtown and other great events like that around the UK, I think like that essence all comes back to Bristol as well. Top 3 places I'd recommend to check out for you if you're coming to the city for the first time. Where would I say check out? I mean, I love Stokes Croft. Stokes Croft, where our bar is, the Love Inn, which hopefully will be reopening later this year. It's where the Coda is. It's where there's some really great foods. There's like 51s, there's the Pipe and Slipper, there's the Crofters. There's like loads of just good stuff going on down there. So I love Stokes Croft and indeed the whole of Gloucester Road. I love the harbour side. I think the harbour side's stunning. I think, you know, I've kind of recently rediscovered it again, and I don't go down there enough. And like Wapping Wharf is beautiful, and just something about water. I love water, so that's great. And then, you know, because Bristol can be a little bit on top sometimes, I would also recommend Ashton Court. I think if you ever want to get out of the city and just have some space and like headspace, then, you know, the fact you can basically drive 15 minutes or jump on a bus and be in Ashton Court and be surrounded by kind of semi-wild deer and huge views over Bristol and just some headspace, I'd thoroughly recommend that. And very quickly, 3 favourite places to eat, get a takeaway from. You can't beat Slicks. Stokes Croft, Slicks. If you want some cheap chicken go to Slicks. It's an institution. Eat there. It's cheap. It's terrible. You'll love it. If you want the other end of things and you want something a bit more high end and a bit veggie, go check out Root, Wapping Wolf. Most amazing vegetables you will ever eat. You will forget that you're not eating meat or cheap chicken. And finally, one of the Pasta Loco restaurants, either Loco or Ripiena or Bianchi's. If you want Italian food, go eat there. You will not regret it. Have an amazing time in Bristol. I fucking love it here. You will love it here. Make the most of it. It's fucking great. Have fun. Bye.
Thank you so much to Team Love for telling us a little bit about what they're getting up to at the moment. And we know we sound like we're going on about it, but please sign up to the membership. It's amazing. Not only do you support our independent journalism, but you get free perks around the city as well.
Free pints.
Free
pints, free chips.
Free chips.
Really good.
And loads of other great perks and offers as well. It's really, really great.
Yeah, the perks are great. I use them all the time, especially for food and drinks and when gigs are on, like things like that. Just really good, half price stuff, loads of things. Yeah, so sign up from the link in the comments below. And now we're going to go to some of our fashion contributors. As you probably know, Bristol is kind of famed for its pretty crazy fashion. I think we're really leading in the UK when it comes to fashion as well. So I hope you enjoy listening to a bit more about that.
We are Kitten Club, and we are a collectively run brand by a bunch of fierce females whose friendship was built on empowerment.
That's our bio. So, Kitten Club is a platform to promote our friends' talents. So, for example, we've got clothes and we've got earrings, or we've got DJs, we've got performers. I feel the fashion scene in Bristol is so diverse.
Yeah.
You can be whoever you want to be.
Literally.
Like, walk down the street in a giant mint green fluffy coat and no one's going to judge you. Do you know what I mean? And it's so nice for that, because fashion is meant to be showing who you are as a person. My favourite designers are Jazzy Garms,
Bellissa X clothing.
I've got a bit of Shop Trashy.
Love a bit of fluff.
Love a bit of fluff. And Wild Thing, really, for all festival stuff.
And then you've got a lot of smaller brands.
Yeah.
Just top of my head, Hamlin's, Everave, Fruit Salad, Twinkle. Twinkle have just opened a shop on Picton Street, actually.
Yeah.
I reckon you should come up Gloucester Road. It is, I think it was the leading or the longest.
The longest road of independent shops.
Is it in the world? I don't know.
Think so. Maybe. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know, Google that.
Yeah. And then you've got town, obviously there's, as well on Gloucester Road, you've got Don Majors, which is a sick little second-hand designer brand. And then also you've got town, which is good. But the charity shops are where it's at.
Yeah, you can find anything you like.
It is, anything. Bristol's good for it.
So I studied at Bristol UWE, just loved it. Afterwards I ended up staying because after a stint in London I just realised that Bristol was way more fun and creative and didn't take itself so seriously. My three favourite shops to go to in Bristol would be That Thing on Stokes Croft, who have loads of really cool independent designers, Loot, and the thrift store on Park Street. Burnt Soul I started a couple of years after uni. We make cat suits, leggings, bodysuits, all for festivals and fun active wear in crazy prints and to make the curves pop. So we've got bodysuits, swimsuits, and it also glows under UV as well, so super fun.
Order for Dossie?
Yeah, please. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Prior to today, had you used BLSU before?
Yeah, no, I did. Throughout the whole of first year, we're always using it in my saving grace.
Oh, awesome. And if you could use 3 words to describe BLSU, what would they be?
Ooh, unmatched, really friendly, really bold, really efficient.
Oh, amazing. And would you recommend it to a friend?
Every time, always recommend it to a friend.
Thank you for your time.
Thank
Have
you
a good
so
day.
much. No, you too. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
So a big thanks there to all of our fashion contributors. I think when you start walking around Bristol, you realise like how different the fashion is compared to different cities and how people express themselves with fashion, which is really, really cool. A couple of my favourite labels would have to be Black Olive. It's run by a girl called Charlie, who is super, super talented, and it's all kind of personalised embroidery and festival fashion. Really, really cool, so check Black Olive out. I'd also recommend just hitting up the charity shops, like try and avoid fast fashion if you can. They're everywhere in Bristol. We've got Gloucester Road, Totterdown, Bedminster, great charity shops. You can pick up really cheap finds, especially like old fashion labels. You can just pick up really cool stuff, so definitely hit those charity shops.
Gloucester Road has a name being so amazing for fashion and charity shops, and there's a reason why. It's also got loads of really great independents on the road, so you can not only sort of stop fast fashion through second-hand shopping, but also through supporting all these really small indie businesses as well. I'd also recommend going to Good Store Studio on Old Market. They sell stuff from loads of different independent artists, but they also sell clothes by Duvet Days, who turns old duvets into really, really cool cords, and they're just so funky, and I love them. I'd also check out Sophie Filomena, who makes amazing philo earrings. They're super bright and colourful and just really, really fun, and really nice now that winter's coming around to have a bit of like pop of colour
Very
to your
cool,
outfit as well.
very cool.
So we're going to talk a little bit about food now. We've got some amazing food places from across Bristol. Boston Tea Party, who have cafes across the city. They do all-day brunches, and it's just one of my favourite places to go. And Josh Eggleton, who does loads and loads of cooking and chef stuff in the city, and also Tali, who make amazing Indian food in Easton and also Montpellier. So enjoy.
My name's Josh Eggleton. I'm a local chef and restaurateur in Bristol. I've been running restaurants in Bristol for about 15 years. We're here at Salt and Malt in Wapping Wharf. This is a fish and chip and British seafood restaurant. I also run Root, which is a vegetable-based restaurant right next door here. So I'm currently sat in Salt and Malt, which is at Wapping Wharf. Wapping Wharf is about 3 years old, and this was always a derelict part of the quay. It's been regenerated amazingly well with shipping containers, and the idea was to put shipping containers down and get a sense of community brought back to Bristol docks. On the weekends it gets very, very busy, and you can find whatever you need here. We're currently sat in a fish and chip shop. There's burger bars, there's Tokyo Yard, which is what they're calling the bit down the other end, where we've got loads of Asian restaurants. You can also do shopping as well. You can get some great British cheeses, there's an amazing butchery. And there's no food scene quite like there is here than anywhere else in the country. I mean, there's some amazing places to go to the country, but for the depth of what's going on and diversity and different cultures coming together, it's absolutely incredible. You can go to Copenhagen and they've got some world famous restaurants, world class restaurants, but that's right at the top of the tree. In Bristol, you can get from the top to the bottom. Even the kebab shops are great, and wherever you go, whoever's serving you food, there's a story behind that food, and there's a story behind the person that's serving it, and there's care that's taken. You can go to St. Nick's Market and go to Matinee and have an amazing grilled lamb with a pitta cooked to order with a cabbage. They've just taken the time to slice it all properly and taken care, and you can see that in all restaurants, in all food cultures across the city. You can get some real high-end stuff that can be expensive, but you can get some food that's amazing value for money. Sunday you can go to Tobacco Factory Market, you can get amazing bread, you can get great sushi, and it's really well represented from different suppliers from around the city. And then you can walk North Street, you've got Bristol Beer Factory, you've got the Tobacco Factory, you've got an amazing butchery. But similarly, you can then go to Stapleton Road and you can get some amazingly different cultures happening within the city. There's a great Somalian restaurant, there's a great fried chicken place, and if you just walk those roads and just find out what's going on. And that's the fun of exploring the city, really. I mean, I might be biased because I've been here a lot and I know about all these things, and maybe I'm being flippant about other places, but for me, really do think that it's the best place to eat in the country.
We've got a chain of 22 cafes, 5 in Bristol. We serve breakfast all day and we underpin everything with sustainability. So we're probably most well known for banning single-use coffee cups in 2018. We've got a really vibrant kind of indie-led food and drink scene. Bristol's got a real reputation for kind of punching above its weight, so casual places turning out amazing food and drink. It's one of the foodiest cities in the UK, I would say, from kind of epic casual pizzas and burgers right up to the fanciest Michelin star for when mum and dad visit. It's amazing. Top 3 is so hard. I would say, well, Boston Tea Party, and then I think you've got Little Victories is an awesome coffee shop as well, doing like delicious cakes, and then I'd branch out to maybe something like Caper and Cure, which does amazing brunch and Sunday roasts, and it's also a restaurant in the evening as well. It's just perfect.
Right, Tally. Tally Cafe is an institution in Bristol, has been for about 20 years now. And basically what we do is food served in tallies. Tallies is the plate where it's served all the food, where it has a lot of components. So it's the food that you can find in a roadside restaurant in India. Simple, honest, good quality food. So one of the things that I really like of Bristol is the size of Bristol. It's not a huge city where you can have a lot of independent restaurants, bars and pubs and clubs where you just can go cycling from all the city. You don't need, there is no huge distances. So such a kind of a small city, you've got a huge variety and opportunities to try and food and try drink from around the world actually. The Portuguese taste is amazing. Homemade food, simple, humble, honest, great quality. Number 2, I recently discovered a place, I really like it, is Beijing Cooking Pot it's called. And it's run by 3 women, really nice, really funny conversations there, and it's a nice bowl of quite really authentic Beijing food. Really, really nice place. Number 3 I think is the best and most important place after Tally, obviously. That is your house. If you like to eat, you need to cook, and you've got a great opportunity in Bristol that you've got a lot of markets. Here in St. Mark's Road, you've got Bristol Sweet Mart, you've got a huge Asian market, supermarket in Eastgate, you've got a lot of Caribbean, fresh fruit, vegetables, fish, and just cook, investigate, cook at home.
We are Three Brothers Burgers. We serve delicious burgers. We do a range of meat and vegan, so everything we have on our meat menu can now be made completely vegan. We are on Welshback. We've got loads of bars all around this area. We've got the apple cider boat right next to us. My favourite item on our menu would be either the chicken wings or the La Frenchie with a little sneaky bit of bacon in it.
Fish Bristol is situated on an old barge on the river near Bristol Bridge, so on Welshback. If you're sat at home and you want to taste our fantastic food, then you can actually order online via Uber or Deliveroo. If you want to go somewhere smarter, particularly when your parents come to take you out, then book a table in the restaurant and come and sit inside and enjoy the views from there.
thank you to all of our food contributors there. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and it gives you a really good insight into the food culture in Bristol, which is just amazing. We have every kind of food here, so yeah, I hope you really enjoyed that. My 3 favourite places to go and eat. Top one would be Baba Ganesh in St Paul's. I moved from Easton a couple of years ago, Stapleton Road, and it's the best place in St Paul's, I think, to eat. It's fresh falafel, great salads, great juices. It's super, super cheap and really healthy, so really great for students on a budget especially. Second one would be Three Brothers Burgers on Welshback. So it's on the water, really good burgers, a really cool outside seating area and inside as well. And nearly all the burgers I think you can have as a vegetarian or vegan option, so really good for meat eaters and vegetarians and vegans alike. And third one would be Eat Your Greens, which is in Totterdown, Wells Road. It is all plant-based food and they do amazing brunches and roasts, so definitely check that out.
Yeah, and my favourites would have to be Albatross Cafe. That's on North Street. They serve really, really good coffee, and it comes in the most adorable little cups as well. That's all handmade, and there's plants in the whole cafe. It's just absolutely adorable. I'd also go to Watershed, which is an independent cinema, but it's also a cafe and bar, and so that's just the best place to meet your friends for a drink after you finish your studies or whatever. It's just got a really, really nice vibe. I'd also recommend Real Habesha, which is on Stapleton Road in Easton. They do amazing Ethiopian food.
So good.
It's so good. And really, really cheap again. For the size of like a meal the size of your head, it can cost like less than £10. It's amazing, amazing food. Also, just a reminder to sign up to become a member, so you can win all our amazing prizes. We've got t-shirts, we've got, what else have we got?
We've got feed, we've got booze, we've got days out, we've got vinyl, we've got stickers, like the whole shebang. So definitely sign up using the link in the comments. And remember to like this video, tag 2 friends and share as well.
Yeah, and then when you sign up as a member as well, you get all those perks we've already talked about. So, you know, those free beers in like places like the Arnolfini and free chips and stuff as well. So now we're going to hear a little bit about mental health and being queer in Bristol. So we've got Evie from We Deserve, which is a grassroots mental health campaign, campaigning so that young people in the city can really get their voices heard when it comes to mental health.
Really good cause.
And Off the Record as well, which are a mental health social movement, and they sort of help young people aged up to 25 with their mental health as well. And then we'll also hear from Henry, who is part of Freedom Off the Record, which is a specific queer youth project for anyone up to the age of 25. So there's a huge range of different mental health support and different sort of help and groups out there for LGBTQ plus people as well. So this should give you a little bit more of an insight.
I'm Evie, my pronouns are they, them. I'm a Bristol-based illustrator and mental health and LGBTQ plus activist. So there's a few different services that I would recommend for young people in Bristol that I found like really helpful over the years. I think the first one is Off the Record, OTR Bristol. They kind of support with young people's well-being, like whether you're struggling or not and you just need a little bit of extra support. I'd also really recommend Paper Arts, who support young creative people to kind of make their dreams turn into reality. So they helped me set up my own illustration business. And I'd also really recommend 16 to 25, who, as well as more general well-being and support, they can help specifically with any housing or money issues that young people might be facing. We Deserve is a campaign set up by myself and a few other young people. We're working towards ensuring that young people accessing Bristol mental health services can have a positive experience. To find out more and get involved, find us on Twitter and Instagram at WeDeserveMH.
Off the Record is a youth mental health social movement. We put young people at the heart of what we do, and we offer a whole range of services based in nature or one-to-one therapies, fitness or group work. It's important as a student to look after your mental health in a new city in the same way that you would look after your physical health. You're away from home for the first time, experience lots of change, and those are times of stress that can potentially affect our mental health. Some tips to help you would be to make sure you've got
a supportive friend or helpline in your phone that you can contact if you need a bit of support, and to get out, walk around the city, get to know Bristol and feel like you know the city, you know where to get support.
Freedom is a gender and sexuality project as part of Off the Record. So Freedom is a movement around wellbeing, gender, sexuality and identity. Freedom is actually one of the oldest LGBTQ+ groups we think in the country. It turned 25 this year, which we're really proud of. Freedom offers one-to-one support, group work, events, projects, and a whole raft of different things to get involved with, take part, meet new people, get support if you want and need to, and also make new friends. What's really important to know is there's not just one type of scene in Bristol. There's a whole raft of social events and projects. A great group to rep is Kiki, for Cutie Poc LGBTQ+ people in Bristol and beyond, and it's a safe, social and supportive space that run events and activities across Bristol. Bristol as a city for LGBTQ+ people is very open and vibrant. There's a lot going on. What I would say, there's everything from choirs to badminton to projects which might be about football, games. There's a whole range of different things that are really important and happening in Bristol. I think it's brilliant that we've got Bristol Pride, a great activity and opportunity, but Pride goes on throughout the year here in Bristol, so I think it is very much about reaching out, getting involved. Do feel free to get in touch with Freedom and OTR, and we can always signpost you or share with you some of the different topics, events and ideas that are going on.
Thank you so much to Evie and Ria for talking a little bit about mental health in the city, and thank you to Henry from Freedom for talking about some of the support that young queer people can get as well. My favourite LGBTQ+ places would definitely be anywhere in Old Market for a drink. So the Volunteer Tavern, the Old Market Tavern, and then also the Old Market Assembly are always really, really queer friendly. And they're great for anyone, but you know, it's a really good place to feel safe while you're having a drink as well if you identify as LGBTQ+. For nightlife, totally head up to OMG. Normally when curfew's lifted, the bar's always open past 10 PM. And normally there is a club as well, but during COVID, only the bar's open. And also the Queen Shilling is just great for a really queer night out. It's such a lovely city to be in. Bristol's accepting of absolutely everyone, but I think especially as a queer person moving to Bristol, I just felt like I'd found my family here. So yeah, definitely get out and explore the queer scene that's around here, and hopefully that's sort of giving you a bit of an insight into what you can expect.
Yeah, they're all super fun places. Even just go for a pint, they're just really friendly, welcoming places, regardless. But yeah, especially if you're part of that community, really, really cool. And now we're going to go to a student from the University of Bristol talking about what they wish they knew when they first moved to the city.
Hello everyone, my name is Epi. I'm a current third-year marketing student at UWE. Today I'll be talking to you for some places that I wish I knew when I came in Bristol 3.5 years ago. Originally I'm from Greece and I chose Bristol for my studies because I saw online that it's a lovely city. I haven't been to the UK before, so it was a great start, I think, to explore this country. So today I will show you some of my favorite places here in Bristol, some places that I wish I knew when I first arrived here in the UK. So one of these places is MSED. MSED is a lovely museum by the harbour side, very close to city centre. MSED has 3 main exhibitions: Bristol People, Bristol Life and Bristol Places. Moreover, throughout the year they are running one more temporary exhibition. MSED is a great way to get to know this lovely city. It has so much to offer, and here you can find out more about people, areas in Bristol and history. So now we are on Gloucester Road. Gloucester Road is one of the most famous areas in Bristol. To be fair, I have tried almost all the coffee shops here on Gloucester Road, and I'm really impressed with what they're offering. Elemental Collective is one of the coffee shops that I really enjoy. It's a non-profit business fully supported by local suppliers. Here you can find fresh baked pastries and amazing coffee. Bristol Museum is a home for world-class collections of art, natural history, geology and archaeology. This amazing museum, founded in 1823, it has 19 galleries over 3 floors. Can you imagine? It's amazing that you can actually sip a cup of tea next to a very old painting or even dinosaurs. Built in 1766, Bristol Old Vic is the oldest continuously working theatre in the English-speaking world. It's such an inspiration place to come here and work on your laptop, chat with your friends, and get some work done. 3 years ago, I was wandering around Bristol, exploring the new city with my friend, and we found Bristol Old Vic. And as a person, I love photography. Of course, I took a photo. Thank you for watching the video. Hope you have fun exploring Bristol.
Jumbo, and welcome to Bristol. It's been my home for the last 5 years, and I've enjoyed every single moment of my time here. Today, we're going to take you around some of my favorite places, some places you'll get familiar with as a student, and finally, some top tips that you will use during your time here in Bristol. Bristol is full of green spaces, and a great example of it is right here, Clifton Downs. Located not too far from the North Village Students' Hall of Residences, popular with cyclists and runners. It's also a great location for a quick game of frisbee or a kick a ball around. Located not too far from the university's sports facilities and Cumdingle Sports Complex. My personal favorite is Brandon Hill Park, not too far from the city and the university. A great location for you to escape the hustle and bustle that comes with the city of Bristol. Pack a picnic and enjoy the view of the harbour. If you enjoy the finer things in life, then Clifton Village is definitely the place for you. Known for its independent shops, bars and restaurants, its amazing Victorian architecture, this is the perfect location to bring your parents. I remember 5 years ago bringing my mum here for the first time I came from Kenya. It's a great location to bring your parents and help them engage into the shops and beautiful artifacts that Clifton has to offer. And if they're not amazed by the Clifton Arcade, we still have the Clifton Suspension Bridge where you can take them to enjoy the view. You'll also find the West Village Halls of Residence in Clifton and our fantastic Students' Union building located between Clifton and the Triangle. Duck in for a cheeky lunch in the Balloon Bar or come see a gig at the legendary Anson Rooms. The Triangle is a hub of student activity. It is a place where you can grab a sandwich, meet your friends running in between lectures, grab a coffee or a drink also in between lectures. It is also the home of the nightlife. This is where you'll find famous clubs such as Gravity, Embargoes, Lola Lows, or Brass Pig for you to have a great night out with your friends. Moving on swiftly, on the other side of campus, you'll find the top of St. Michael's Hill. It's the perfect spot to grab a quick coffee on your study break and is a great shortcut down to the city centre after lectures. Or you can just enjoy the views from the top of the hill. White Ladies Road is another place where you'll meet a lot of students just like yourself. It leads up to the Downs and has regular buses down into the city centre and Clifton Down Station that connects you to Bristol Temple Meads. There's a range of shops and bars along White Ladies Road. It is also home to one of our large Sainsbury's. Here you can do one of your weekly cheeky shops. Many students either live in Redland or in Clifton, and White Ladies Road is the boundary that separates the two locations. Bristol Harbour is at the heart of Bristol City. You wouldn't find it any busy than on a hot sunny day. From the art house cinema to the award-winning art gallery to the M-Shed Museum and the trendy Warping Wharf across the river. It's just a great location for you just to sit down and watch not only the world, but the boats go by. Stokescroft is the other part of town, famous for its street art and indie eateries. It's the place where Bristol's rebellious politics comes from and embodies Bristol activist spirit. Up the road just from Stokescroft is Gloucester Road, famous for its shops, restaurants and bars. Also, somewhere you should definitely check out. Covered Circus, Broadmead, the shopping centre. For those of you students who just fancy looking A1 for their lectures, for those TikTok lovers who just have to look spick and span, this is the place to be. The home to most high street brands, Zara, River Island, you name it. But if you do prefer something more Bristol bespoke, then fancy taking a trip down to St. Nick's Market. And make sure you go on an empty stomach, because the street food is lush. I know you're gonna enjoy the city. I did for one as an international student, so you have no excuse to not enjoy all the benefits that Bristol has to offer. So please, I look forward to seeing you around on the streets, bumping into each other. But until then, look forward to seeing you in Bristol.
Thank you so much, and that's kind of coming to the end of our student event. We've had such a blast hosting this for you and hope that you've had a really good time watching some of the content we've recorded for you.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and kind of just to remind you with all the things we've mentioned, whether you're watching this live or you're watching it a bit further down the line, is just keep up to date with all the coronavirus information. So if you go to www.gov.go.uk/coronavirus, you can find all the up-to-date information there. So just keep up to date and make sure you keep safe, especially whilst you're at university with your friends. Also, to win prizes again, please like, share and tag 2 friends in this video, and also sign up to our 3 months free membership, which the link is in the comments section below.
Yeah, don't forget those free pints at Arnolfini,
No,
or those free chips.
They're great, they're great.
Yeah, so help independent journalism and also get your free beers as well.
Okay, and to finish, we're going to show you a video that's solely about our Better Bristol initiative. So thank you very much for watching.
Thank you.
Bristol 24/7 is like this really clear manifestation of everything that Bristol is and everything that Bristol stands for.
I think the platform that 24/7 has created for everyone in Bristol is incredible.
They really reach into communities, they reach a really diverse audience. That's really helpful in trying to understand what it is that people need from a better Bristol.
I've always had high hopes for Bristol 24/7 to make a change.
They are a great platform to give voice to big businesses as well as kind of marginalised communities as well as grassroots initiatives.
I think it's this really exciting phase in terms of looking at its social impact and how it starts to reach out and really start to inspire change across the city.
The bigger goal is to work with like-minded people who can affect change in Bristol for the positive. You know, that we can make Bristol a better place.
The thing about a better Bristol for me is that we can all be part of it.
We've always had a social purpose as part of what we do at Bristol 24/7. We've been running social and environmental projects across the city, but it's hard for an independent media organisation to sustain itself. So we had to think of a way that we could make that social purpose more sustainable. So last year we set up Better Bristol, which was a way of bringing together members of the public and businesses to give them a voice and give them an opportunity to collaborate around projects and initiatives in the cities that can make a positive impact in Bristol. When we spoke to the businesses and to our wider community, they told us what their priorities were. We're now working on a number of projects which include homelessness, mental health, sharing voices from marginalised communities, creating opportunities for young people.
Our Young Chefs programme has gone from strength to strength that we work with Square Food Foundation, and we've had some real success stories such as Will, one of the young chefs who joined last year, now working in professional kitchens around the city.
I was working with an industry that I didn't like and I wanted to break into the catering industry. You won't get a job if you don't have experience, but you can't get experience because you don't have a job. Square Food Foundation helped me with that by giving me a 12-week program. The way that I got my job was through the value of networking and developing my contacts. I'm very new to the game. I'm constantly learning every day, but I feel that I'm getting better, and that's always the best thing, really. I feel that it is always key to give opportunities to young people. You've got to invest in your future. I just want to say thank you to the business community. I feel the future looks positive now. I feel it looks like it has a lot of opportunities for me.
There's quite a lot that the businesses are looking to gain from the membership. Of course, like most businesses, they want to find ways that they can grow their business. But I think what's really nice is that their aims aren't as linear as that. So we find ways that we can involve businesses with impactful projects. It could be that that business is really keen on finding ways to give opportunities to young people, like the film project we're working with Boom Satsuma on.
We have a really wonderful group of students, and we've been really lucky essentially to work alongside Bristol 24/7 on a series of documentaries that are all about the priorities that the residents of Bristol have said are right at the top of their list. Having our students working with Bristol 24/7 over the last couple of months has shown us how exciting Better Bristol is as an initiative, because organisations and people supporting that and being involved in that is clearly giving Bristol 24/7 the kind of the freedom and the ability to explore these things, which actually just benefits the city overall.
There are 3 key priorities that have come out of recent Better Business meeting. One of them being opportunities for young people, one being providing a voice to marginalised communities, and the other being finding ways that we can support environmental initiatives within the city.
It's just been so amazing to see some of the success stories of the projects that we've had. You know, to see someone who's gone through the process and has come out of it and got a job at the end of it is incredibly rewarding. But it feels like we're really just scratching the surface at the moment. And if we can grow this and we are able to start investing some of that revenue that we get through membership into similar projects, we feel like we can make a real difference.
Momentum's really important for the membership because one of the founding principles is finding ways that we can engender a spirit of collaboration in the city. Not only that, there's a huge number of projects that we would love to be involved with and we would love to be funding and supporting, but the only way we can do that is if the membership continues to grow.
So for the public, they can get a copy of the magazine delivered to their house first of all. They also get drinks, food, festival tickets, gigs, theatre, days out, all sorts of things like that. But they also get to support their local independent media organisation and support the collaborative work that we're doing to make a difference in the city.
So it's a really straightforward process to get involved with Better Business. It's fast, secure and simple to do. You go to bristol247.com/betterbristol, click on the button that's on the site and you can sign up through there.
Join in.
Join in.
Join in.
Join in.
Join in.